this is John. I wanted to make a video to help you in using the Mysword Bible app. I sent everybody a link to the website that you can go to and download it, and this is for Android devices. Sorry, Chuck, you'll have to use the Mysword Bible app, which is very similar. I don't know if you'll get anything from this video, but so I'm going to open my browser here, which I use the Firefox browser. I've already got it pointed to the Mysword info webpage you see down here. And whenever I open the web page, I'm going to use this menu on the right hand side. There we go. Go to the download option and then select Mysword. Okay, so here it's going to take me to the Mysword Bible app download page. And on this page it says that the app is available in Google Play, but I've never been able to find it there. This download page is the only place I've ever been able to consistently find the app. So I'm going to use this link here and download the Bible app. You see I get a pop-up here. Yours might look a little different depending on the kind of internet browser you have on your phone, but I'm going to hit download, and then I should get a message here that says download is complete. You can see it up at the top. It's showing me it's downloading. Okay, there's my download complete. Now I'm going to hit open here, and when you hit open, you might get a message that says what do you want to use to open this file, and you should select package installer. I've already selected that in the past, and so it's not asking for it here. So now I'm going to hit install, and it'll begin the installation process for the Mysword Bible app. And so I want to show you how to download that, how to install it, and then we're going to get into how to use it a little bit. So here I'm going to go ahead and select done. I could have selected open, and that would have been fine, but I wanted to show you that I have the Bible app right here, the Mysword Bible app icon on my home screen, so I'm going to open it from there. Now whenever I open the Mysword Bible app, mine is going to open here to the last place that I was reading scripture with this app, but yours may not open to a Bible verse because you have to first go download the Bibles that you want to use, the commentaries you want to use, and the concordances that you want to use. And so I'm going to use this little gear icon here at the bottom and go to download modules. Alright, that's going to bring me to a page that looks like this. So the first thing I need to do is download some Bibles. I'm going to select English, and I'm going to find the Bibles that I want to use. So there are a lot of Bibles here, and you notice some of these are probably a little less common. Maybe you haven't heard of them. That's because these are all free, and if you use a copyrighted Bible version like the NIV or the NLT or ESV, you have to pay someone some money, and the developer of this app has made it completely free, and he's using Bible apps that are in the public domain. And so if you see the ones that I have in green, those are ones that I already have downloaded. I'm going to select one that I don't have just so you can see how the process works. But mainly, here are the two that I want you to be sure you get: the King James Version with strong numbers and the King James Version without strong numbers. So that's KJV and KJV Lite. Be sure that you check those two if you don't select any more. I'm going to select one here, the Modern King James Version, just so you can see it load up on this page. So now here we are back to the download page, and you see that it has the Modern King James Version Bible app listed there. The next place I want you to go is to commentary. Let me select that again. There we go, commentary. I'm going to select English. Now here you see I've got Albert Barnes, I've got Adam Clark, I've got Jameson Fawcett Brown, John Gill, I've got some others. There are, a lot here that are available. There are a few that I would highly recommend. One, of course, is the classic Matthew Henry Whole Bible Commentary. This is the one that I mentioned on Wednesday night. Matthew Henry is just, his commentary has been around for ages, for a couple hundred years or more. It's orthodox. You don't have to worry about getting into some kind of fringe belief or false teaching or anything like that. And I could say that for most anyone who's on this page. So Adam Clark has some views that maybe I don't agree with, but he's a scholarly Bible theologian. He has some good information on a lot of the Bible. We're going to use some of his commentary in the class. Or maybe we'll use some John Gill. He's another one who I really like. Some of these others, like the Huell and Delitzsch, I don't really use those. Jameson Fawcett Brown, I don't use those so much. The A.T. Robertson's Word Pictures in the New Testament is really technical, but it's really good information. And so if you want to dive into that, I have the hard copy as well. I've got one copy of it in our classroom. And if you want to get into some of that into the Greek, that's a good reference there, the A.T. Robertson. Kind of the same thing here with Vincent's. So anyway, you're going to select a few. I'm not going to select one here. I've got what I want. But you're going to select a few just by checking the boxes. I would highly recommend the TSK, which is a series of cross references. All right, so you're going to select some that you want. Be sure you get Matthew Henry at a minimum. And then slide over on the top part, and we're going to go to dictionaries. And if you know me at all, you know I'm going to highly recommend the Webster's 1828. If you're a King James Bible reader, you need a Webster's 1828. That's just a fact. The other one that you want to be sure and get is the Strong's, and then maybe also the King James Concordance. You might get some others, and you can do that. So whatever you get, it's going to show up on this page right here. So you might have multiple going down through here, and then you're just going to hit start downloading. It take it just a minute depending on your internet connection, and then they're loaded. So now here I am back on the main page, and you see that I have a Bible open, and the version of the Bible that I'm using is the KJV Lite. You see that here? So if I drop down on my list, I see all of the Bible versions that I have downloaded. And let me show you the KJV. So this is with Strong's numbers. I think I talked about this a little bit on Wednesday night. So here we are with Strong's numbers listed. And this is one of the main reasons I brought you here, because with Strong's numbers listed, I want to show you how you use that. So here we are. Likewise must the deacons. Let me hit this word for deacons. Here we find diakonos is the word, right? And it has the Strong's number 1249. I can read about the definition of a deacon. I can read some about the origin. Here's Strong's definition. They talk a little bit about an attendant, a teacher, a pastor, a minister, a servant. Okay? Now, this is the Strong's Lite version. Okay? This is the first thing that loads whenever I hit that number. All right, but if I want to go a little deeper, I'm just going to select this, and I'm going to say, let me see it in the Strong's. And now here I get the full listing from the Strong's Concordance. And not only do I have the full definition, not only do I have the word origin, but I have the occurrence. Every single reference where the word deacon occurs, I have it here. So, if I wanted to read one of those, I can just select that. And here I am reading it again. So, here Paul writing to the Romans in Romans 13 says, for he is the deacon of God. 1249, remember that's our deacon. I can click again, right? So, he is the deacon of God. Remember 1249 is the deacon, because we get a little further down in the verse and we find, for he is the deacon, 1249, he's the deacon of God. All right, even though it is rendered as minister in the English in King James, we recognize it as the same word, 1249, and there are other words that are associated with a deacon that sometimes might be a different number but the same root word. That's why Strong's does this with the root words. You see up here as I show you some of this, they talk about from these different words that are similar. Sometimes we find very close numbers. So just wanted to show you how to work through some of those things. If I want to find it where it's rendered as servant, a servant is listed separately. The servants listed separately. Just servant, the word servant as by itself, to the servants. So, and this is all for the same word, deacon. So again, I'll just select one of these, look at John 12:26, and as we scroll down through here, now here's interesting something that you would learn by reading this way. It says, if any man serve. Well, if I look at 1247, that's pretty close to 1249. What do we find? Yes, it's the same root word, the diakoneo. So instead of deacon, I have deaconing, right? The action of being a deacon. This is the same idea. So if any man deacons me, let him follow me, and where I am, there shall also my deacon, 1249, my deacon be. If any man deacon me, him will my Father honor. So you can go really in depth with this app just on one word, and we're cross-referencing, still coming off of this Strong's Concordance passage here. So I find it's rendered 7 times as minister, 1 time to the servant, 4 times as servant, 1 time as unto the servants. It gives you every instance, every location. I can just click on those and find them. So let me back out of that. I'm going to close that. Okay, so now let me go back to King James Light. So this is just the text of that same verse. Now, while I'm thinking about it, if you don't like the view of this, you can change that pretty easy. I'm going to go down here to the gear. I'm going to go to preferences, and here I can change my color, and I can change the whole theme. So for example, if I wanted, instead of black background and white text, I can do black background and light gray text, and just let you guys see what that looks like. Okay, not a big difference. Let me change it one more time. Let's do a light gray background. There you go. See, just a little different look. You know, whatever's easiest on your eyes. Okay, so that's the text, the color preferences, a little bit about how to use the Strong's numbers with the full KJV version. But let me show you one more thing. Up here on the top left, you see, this is where I can select if I want a Bible, a commentary, if I want to look at a dictionary. Alright, so here is my commentary, and I have selected the Matthew Henry Whole Bible Commentary. I hit the drop down, I can pick whichever one I want. So Matthew Henry Whole Bible Commentary, and here I can read everything that Matthew Henry has to say on 1 Timothy 3, 1 through 7. I can select my verses that I want to look at here, and Matthew Henry has his commentary broken down into kind of paragraphs. So he generally will repeat the entirety of the text here. See that whole text here, 1 through 7, before he begins his comments. So now we find Matthew Henry talking about those verses, and he gives a full commentary just on those 7 verses. This is all of Matthew Henry's commentary on those 7 verses, and it goes on for quite a ways. There's plenty to talk about, plenty to read. Okay, and so that's his commentary. I can change commentaries, go to John Gill, and I find what he has to say. And now he does his style a little different. He picks a phrase and comments, picks a phrase, comments, and that's just kind of his. That's kind of his style, the way that he wrote his commentary. He picks a phrase here, vigilant, and then he comments. Okay, so you see how that works. And then the last thing I want to show you is a Bible dictionary. So here you see this is the Strong's Light Dictionary. Let me go ahead and select that Webster. And now this is looking for a word, but it went from Strong's to Webster, so it pulled the Strong's number. But instead, let me just type a word in there, deacon. Okay, now here I have the Webster's 1828 full discussion definition of the word deacon. I could also look at Webster's definition of the word servant. And you can count on the fact that whenever Noah Webster gives you a definition, it is fit to be used in the context of biblical usage. He will often reference the Bible in giving his definition. You see that here. The Syrians became servants to David, 2 Samuel 8. This is an American dictionary for English-speaking people, and he constantly references the Bible. Webster didn't write it to be a Bible dictionary. He wrote it to be a dictionary of the English language. But Americans so loved the Bible was in every home, and so he referenced the Bible often as a great example of how to speak English and the definitions of the English words found in the Bible. So that's going to be all that I have for you guys. I'm going to go back to my Bible text just so that you can see it, and I think that'll work. So I'm looking forward to being in class with you guys, and I hope this helps. You guys have a great day.